Hello and welcome back to the Work-Based Learning website. And I am Mrs. Hughes and I'm here to take you through a small video on resumes. Realize that resumes, as we move through here, can be as unique and individual as you choose to make them. Being a student that is right now just starting out, your resume may be small, but as you get more experience and you go through life, you will be able to change this resume and your resume will look great with all of your work experience on it. So with that being said, we're going to start this PowerPoint. I'm going to take my face off the screen and we'll start by going through this content. So as we start, we're going to go through the resume from the top of the resume to the bottom of the resume. And the first part of this is your resume contact section. The contact section of your resume is at the top of your page. And what I want to highlight is what it includes. It includes your name, your address, your email address, and your phone number. When creating this section of your resume, your name should stand out. Make it bold and larger font. Leave a space or put a horizontal line between the end of the contact section and the next section of your resume. And I'm going to show you as we go through here snippets of an actual resume and what might be a look of it. Remember, this is individual, so you can change, you can add, you can move things around on your resume, but basically this heading here should be at the top of your page. But again, change it, make it your own, but keep it very professional. Make sure your phone number and your email address are professional and are items that are accessible to you. So if you have a phone number and you're going to put it on and you never look at it or you don't answer it, please do not put it on your resume, because an employer, these two areas are areas where the employer will be contacting you. So they need to be professional. In other words, this person just used their name, which is fine, and they need to be accessible to the employer. Resume objectives are, an objective is an optional section of a resume used to show the hiring manager your employment goals. In today's resume, profiles and career summaries are common, and we're going to show you a career summary more than an objective. So we'll go over what summaries are next. So the resume career summary is similar to objective, but I'm going to tell you the difference. The career summary section of a resume is in place of the objective statement, and it lists key achievements, skills, and experience related to the position for which you are applying. The career summary section of your resume focuses on the most relevant experience and lets the prospective employer know you have taken the time to create a resume that shows how you are qualified for the job. Now, I'm going to show you one of a summary from a student of ours. Realize that as a student, you're not going to have as many experiences and things to share, but you do have some good things to share. The first thing I'm going to show you is this tells me that they're a horticulture student, not just a student from our school, but a horticulture student. This also tells me that they're trained in tools, safety, PPE, and customer and employee communication. And they have excellent work ethics. So it's a good first summary that can be upgraded as you move through your careers. The next thing are program-related technical skills. The skills section of your resume includes abilities that are related to the job for which you are applying. It includes skills that are relevant to the position. Customize the skills section of your resume. Use your task list from your RMCTC program to come up with skills you have completed. Use action words and adjectives in each line to describe your skills as possible. So here are some skills that this person had, and I just want to go over some really quick things. Participated is an action skills. Identified is participated in proper PPE training. Most students at our school have had that training, so that can be used in a lot of program areas. Identified and followed proper safety in workplace and lab, again, can be used. Completed and applied proper knowledge of manuals, ordering, and record keeping may not be able to be used in a lot of areas, but may be used in some. So remember, these are skills in your area. So manufacturers would be using more hands-on skills. Graphic design, designing, using IT systems, using your computer. Transportation, working on transportation units, cars, automotives, trucks, small engines, things in that area. Construction, remember, make sure you specify exact areas of construction you're working on. Health sciences, you're going to be doing more of training in the medical field. And personal services is a very broad area which has a lot of hands-on skills. One thing I want to really quick touch on is this versed in bilingual skills. Please make sure if you have bilingual training, you put this on. This is a big skill set that employers are looking for. The next area is skills as well, but these are personal and characteristics. The skills characteristics section of your resume, this one is optional. It includes abilities that are soft skill related. If you want to add a few, you can also add them under your program skills. Use descriptive adjectives. Some words that you can choose from are dependable, team player, punctual, and honest. Here are some personal characteristics that I've listed to get you started. One of the things I want to highlight in this area is these are all good skills, but please make sure if you use them on your resume, you know what they mean. So if you use the word resourceful, please make sure you know what resourceful means, because very characteristically in an interview, an interviewer will ask you, why do you consider yourself resourceful? Or why do you consider yourself dependable or trustworthy? Please have an answer for that as you interview. Resume education section. This is the section that lists the high school that you attended, and also for us, Rennie-Muhlenberg Career and Technology Center. List your program area of study at RMCTC, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the fact that if you want to use your GPA, your grade point average from your school, make sure it's above a 3.5, otherwise do not share it. Here's a good section to show you what education skills and section looks like. So notice this one, this person attended Rennie High School, and they also attended Rennie-Muhlenberg in a horticulture program. Please note for the 2019-20 school year, seniors, you will need to change some dates, or actually seniors, a lot of your dates will be in here. This is correct, but make sure if you are a senior, these dates reflect your area. Juniors, you need to change the dates to 6 of 21. That means you're graduating June of 2021, and sophomores, June of 2022. Also, if you are going to a different high school, please make sure you change your high school to Muhlenberg, Berks Catholic, Fairview Christian, or Berks Christian. The resume employment section. A lot of you may not have a resume employment section because as sophomores and juniors, you may not have had a job. Even as seniors, you may not have had a job if you're busy concentrating on school and doing some activities. So be aware that resumes should include an employment section unless you do not have any. Then you want to delete this section for now and come back to it when you have some employment. You can re-add it to your resume. This section should have the companies you worked for, dates of employment, maybe your positions if you have a chance to fit it in, responsibilities and achievements. Okay. Note, I'm going to read this section. This section of a resume provides a hiring manager with a synopsis, which is a summary of your employment history. Internships, if you are a summer intern, summer jobs and temporary jobs, all can be included. You can include informal work, such as babysitting, pet sitting, lawn mowing, shoveling snow, or anything else you've done to earn money. Now remember, if you earn money like for doing chores, that is an informal work. If every day you are responsible to watch your siblings and you come home every day from school and that's what you do, you can put that on as part of your employment and explain it at your interview. Here's an employment section, and I'll go over this a little bit. So this person worked at Riverview Nursery. They were a greenhouse associate. They worked from 4/16 to present. Present means they're still working now. 4/16, the 4 means the month of April, and months all have numbers. The 16 means they were there in 2016. Be aware that 2016, that means they were working for quite a while. And that's okay, because that to me as a new employer might tell me that they're a good employee and Riverview decided to keep them. Also, you note that they did have some space to put what they were responsible for at their job. Activities and accomplishments. Include all your activities. Since most high school students haven't held a lot of jobs, it's important to draw upon all of these aspects of your life. Mention your extracurricular activities, your volunteer work, your academics, and your athletic pursuits. If you are a member of any CTSOs and held any sorts of leadership position in these roles, such as secretary or team captain, please be sure to note this. List any certifications you received in your programs or other organizations. Mention any community service you have completed. So here's another section I'm going to show you. Here's this person must be a Skills USA member. Please note that you need to note say they were a member 2018. You want to make sure you note the year. You notice down here on the All-Star and the Student of the Quarter, they noted what year they were. Do you have any certifications? SP2, OSHA 10, NIMS, emissions, other possibilities, and we're going to read through these. Honor roll, awards won at competitions, any CTSOs or design competitions, officer positions, clubs, perfect attendance, sports you played, clubs you were in, community service work you completed, coached youth tennis clubs, or 100 hours of community service with HOSA. One of the last sections I want to talk about is your references. They should be on a separate sheet of paper that matches the font. They should have a heading on that page. You should also secure permission. That means ask anyone to be a reference. Here's critical: good references, teachers, assistants, coaches, administrators, advisors, or employers. Never use relatives for references, or girlfriends for that matter, or boyfriends. Give a copy of your resume with these references to those references so they can speak about your potential employment to the employers. Be sure to list 3 references in order of how well you know them and include these different areas if you have them. And here's a good reference list for our school. It includes Mrs. Henderson, includes Mr. Rabick as an instructor, and includes the work-based learning, but you can change these. I would change these if you have an instructional assistant that you work with in your program. Please put those on in place of me, in place of Mrs. Henderson. They are instrumental in guiding your career. The last thing I want to talk about very briefly is your resume format. Margin should be 1/2 inch. 12-point Times New Roman is the best. You should include a reference page. Do not use the word I. Use few abbreviations. Capitalize and bullet point or indent to emphasize key points. Please make sure it is very critical that your resume is 1 page in length. Sometimes as you get more and more items and more things, you can change that a little bit, but in general, employers do not want to see 2, 3, and 4 pages of a resume. 1 resume page, 1 reference page is perfect. Here's a final example of these items, and hopefully as you move forward and you complete your own resume, you will make it unique and special to yourself. Have a great day.